Oh, Lawn Doctor, nobody does it better.
On World News Tonight this Sunday, it's already clobbered the Midwest, but it's heading east. A powerful winter storm causing some March madness. Symbols of peace as the Serbs fly off for talks. But in Kosovo itself, real peace seems a distant hope. And the judges call it a draw, but the fans call it a knockout for the sport of boxing.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, Sunday.
Good evening, I'm Carol Simpson. In the Midwest, they're digging out. In the Northeast, they're digging in. It may be March, but it doesn't look much like it in much of the country. A late winter storm is heading east tonight, and it's bringing plenty of snow. ABC's Tim O'Brien is in Washington.
The snowplows, the salt and sand trucks are standing by from Washington to Boston tonight.
A weather alert from News 7.
As the Northeast braces for the snowstorm that has already brought havoc to much of the Central Plains. It's part of a low-pressure system that dumped 1.5 feet of snow in Oklahoma yesterday, contributing to a 30-car pileup. Interstate 35 near Tulsa was closed after heavy snowdrifts stranded hundreds of motorists. Heavy snow in the Cincinnati area also caused problems, particularly at the airport. Many flights delayed while crews worked to de-ice the planes.
First thing we did, get in line, and I went around to the board and looked, and there's our flight canceled. So
no snow, but torrential rain in Tampa today caused some minor flooding. Much of Florida spent the day under a tornado watch. Ice storms developed as far south as North Carolina. While it is raining now in Washington, the snow has already started to fall in Philadelphia and points north. Forecasters now predict the heaviest snows in the Northeast will miss downtown Washington, Philadelphia, and New York, but hit the northwestern suburbs of each city. Tailor-made ugly for getting to work in the morning. Tim O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
Turning to news overseas, peace talks resume tomorrow in Paris between Serbs and ethnic Albanian rebels. But a deal is still far from certain. And in Kosovo, peace seems more elusive than ever. ABC's Jim Wooten reports.
From the center of Belgrade, 1,001 doves fluttering off into the Balkan skies, a fleeting symbol of a fragile hope for peace as the Serb delegation flew off to the talks, taking with them their familiar hard line. Already in Paris, one of their ministers warns, don't talk about the threat of arms. Serbia is not afraid of arms. The Serbs adamantly oppose NATO troop deployment on their territory. But the Albanian representatives seem ready and willing to endorse a plan that would place 28,000 troops in Kosovo, including 4,000 Americans.
It's been reached. It's need only to make signature now.
Headed for Paris from Macedonia, U.S. Ambassador Chris Hill didn't sound all that optimistic.
I believe the Albanians are going to want to sign. I still don't know about the Serbs. I think it's going to be a very difficult few days.
Talks or no talks in faraway Paris, the killing continues here in Kosovo. More fierce fighting up in the hills today, concentrations of Serb troops moving on the roads, and in a once quiet little village, one more sad scene.
A gathering of mourners for yet another burial. This one for a man killed yesterday by a bomb in a marketplace. 6 others died as well, including 2 children. In this place, Paris and peace seem very distant. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Kosovo.
Why was a suspected spy allowed to stay at his job at the nation's top nuclear weapons laboratory even after he was discovered? That's just one of the tough questions administration officials face today on the talk shows. ABC's Martha Raddatz has that story.
The only thing everyone seemed to agree on today is that the Chinese received classified information about America's most sophisticated nuclear warhead, the W-88. What officials don't agree on is how long it took the Clinton administration to do anything about it.
The administration acted swiftly and responsibly. I guess spending 3 years investigating someone that you leave working in the Los Alamos laboratory is responding swiftly and toughly.
DeLay is speaking of Los Alamos scientist Wen-Ho Lee, who was fired last Monday. Sources say Lee, who has been holed up in his New Mexico home, is suspected of passing the information about the nuclear warhead to the Chinese. But National Security Advisor Sandy Berger said the first briefing he received on the matter in April of 1996 did not ring any alarm bells.
At that stage, we did not know who. We did really not know how. And we didn't really know what.
Sources tell ABC News that the 1996 briefing was specific to the W-88 and did alert Berger to several possible suspects. But it was not until nearly 3 years later, when Bill Richardson took over as Energy Secretary, that Wen-Ho Lee's top-secret clearance was suspended and security at the labs was heightened.
We have polygraphs now. I'm not going to go into all the details of what we've done, but the answer is yes. We have top-notch security right now at our national labs.
At least that's what the administration and the Energy Department are hoping. In fact, the polygraphs at the labs have not started, nor have the majority of the department's own recommendations yet been implemented. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Washington.
Still ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. Was Lennox Lewis robbed of the heavyweight boxing title? Free computers, but you'll pay a price. And a mystery at the LA Zoo. Will the real father please stand up?
This is World News Tonight, Sunday. Brought to you by DirecTV.
3, 2. There is a conspiracy spreading across the country. Its members see things no one else can. What they're watching looks like a movie, but it's a movie premiere that can't be seen anywhere else. And they can access thousands of movies a month. How? They must possess a technology that is not of this earth.
Who are these people? Let's get out of here. DirecTV, what are you looking at?
Out here, am I supposed to say, slow down, I'm constipated? I don't think so. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
I am the changing face of real estate. I am an ear, an eye. I am a guide, a guarantee. I am Coldwell Banker, and I will find you a home.
Call your local office and discover what real estate should be.
What will it take to build this company?
To get ready for prime time on the web.
How can we do everything a little faster? Okay, a lot faster. When they're looking for answers, more CIOs, more MIS managers, more people, look to Compaq than to any other computer company in the world.
Limits? What limits?
Compaq. Better answers.
There was a big night of boxing at Madison Square Garden, and even bigger controversy today. You may have heard about by now that boxers Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis fought to a draw last night, at least according to the judges. But as ABC's Richard Gisbert reports, the judges are taking a lot of heat today for their decision.
As the fight ended, the body language told its own tale. Lennox Lewis, the British challenger, arms raised in triumph. Evander Holyfield, the American defending champion, head down, looking like a beaten man. He had every reason. Over 12 rounds, Lewis landed 348 punches, almost 3 times as many as Holyfield's 130. According to boxers at ringside and the press, Lewis won at least 8 of the 12 rounds. Only the 3 judges didn't see it that way. A South African judge ruled Lewis won, a British judge called it even, and the American Gene Williams ruled in Holyfield's favor. The result, a hugely controversial draw.
You saw Lennox Lewis land fewer punches than Evander Holyfield.
I did round by round.
In more rounds, you saw Lennox Lewis land fewer punches than Evander Holyfield.
Yes.
What can I do? The only thing I can do is hold my head up high and call for an automatic rematch.
It was plain robbery, and this is what hurts boxing every time it starts making a step forward. I think they should have a federal investigation.
Was Lewis robbed, as boxing fans like to say? He may have been cheated, but Lewis did share a $19 million purse with Holyfield, and a rematch would earn them even more. If anybody was robbed, it was the fans who bought tickets or paid to watch on TV.
Nobody really knew what went on. I don't think we'll ever find out. It's a big money game these days, isn't it? And sometimes money controls the game.
Had Lewis won, Britain's tabloid headlines would be focusing on the country's first true world heavyweight champion in more than a century. Instead, the stories are about boxing and charges of corruption. Many saw this fight as a chance to revive boxing's rich tradition at New York's Madison Square Garden. Yet once again, the sport, the so-called sweet science, has managed to leave its fans with a sour taste in their mouths on both sides of the Atlantic. Richard Gisbert, ABC News, London.
And this program note, Lennox Lewis and fight promoter Don King will be guests tomorrow on Good Morning America. There's a company in California that is promising to hand out free computers. That's right, free. They're taking applications now, and they've already received over 1 million responses. So what's the catch? Here's ABC's Brian Rooney.
In a world in which online shopping is the mall of the future, the idea is that the customer is worth more than his computer. So a Pasadena company is ready to give away 10,000 computers, literally so their users will shop.
We're giving them something of value.
The catch is that the company controls a portion of the screen for advertising you can't delete. And to get the free computer, you have to give freepc.com detailed personal information to help advertisers target sales pitches directly to each user. When you apply, they want to know your age, sex, marital status, what you like to eat, and what you wear, what you do, and how much money you make.
If you tell us you're interested in rock music, we'll tell you about rock concerts in your area. If you tell us you're interested in Italian food, we'll tell you about Italian restaurants.
The company also requires users to be online 10 hours a month and monitors what websites they visit. Someone else will know what you read. If you buy medicine online, they'll know what ails you. It's really just an advancement of an old idea. Television and radio are paid for by advertisements. Now there's a phone company that offers free long distance if you listen to commercials before you call. There's free email service, advertisements attached. Giving up personal information to online advertisers has some privacy advocates alarmed.
The question isn't simply whether you have a choice to give up your information. The question is whether you fully understand the ramifications of giving up your information.
Free PC says that so far 1.8 million Americans have volunteered to give up some personal privacy to get a free computer. The company assures people who apply that it will never give or sell the information to a third party. What they'll know about you, they consider too valuable to give up. Brian Rooney, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Here's another reason not to smoke, especially if you're pregnant. A new study finds that babies whose mothers smoked during pregnancy were more likely to grow up to be criminals. The study was published in the Archives of General Psychiatry. When we come back, you might be surprised who's in the gun business.
In clinical studies, a leading pain medicine significantly reduced minor arthritis pain, increasing range of motion and flexibility. But the medicine in these studies wasn't a pill. It was Bengay. And now, when you use Ultra Strength Bengay for your aches and pains, you get the heating power of 3 pain relievers. Ultra Strength Bengay, medicine for your moving parts.
And now, try new Bengay SPA with sight-penetrating action and a light, fresh scent.
A new fuel has arrived. The Kellogg's cereals kids love are now enriched with K-Essentials, a special combination of vitamins and minerals, so kids get more of what they need to be healthy, more of what they need to be kids. What does your cereal do for you? K-Essentials, only from Kellogg's.
Sorry I'm late. I was at my doctor and... Oh, did you ask her about the things you've been reading about menopause? I did. She said...
It's important to consider menopause and the consequences of its associated estrogen loss.
You mean like hot flashes? Hot flashes and night sweats, but other things too, like vaginal dryness. It can interfere with intimacy.
And osteoporosis. I know that menopause increases our risk of fractures.
Dr. Hartman also said,
Studies show that menopause contributes to heart disease in women. Additional ongoing studies are investigating the connection between menopause and Alzheimer's disease, colon cancer, blindness, and tooth loss.
I had no idea.
My doctor and I decided to stick with a program we've agreed on for years.
I should speak to my doctor.
When considering menopause, consider the entire body of evidence. Speak to your doctor about what you can do to help protect your health during and after menopause.
There are more Americans in prison today than ever before. A new report from the Department of Justice shows that even as the crime rate is dropping, the number of people in prison is going up. It increased more than 4% last year. As of mid-1998, 1 in every 150 U.S. residents was in prison. Federal investigators are back at the scene of yesterday's abortion clinic bombing in Asheville, North Carolina. No one was hurt and there are still no suspects. Investigators initially thought there were 2 bombs. It turns out there was only 1. The Reverend Sun Myung Moon and his Unification Church are in the news again. Not because of the church's religious teachings, but because of an association with a company that might surprise you. Here's ABC's John Miller.
Reverend Sun Myung Moon, the spiritual leader of the Unification Church, is best known for his huge religious rallies and mass weddings. Reverend Moon claims he is the new Messiah, instructed by God and Jesus to lead the world towards peace and love. But beyond the church, the Unification Movement and Moon's family are invested in a complex web of holding companies and subsidiaries. Operating from this nondescript building, one of the newest and perhaps fastest growing is Kahr Arms. This is the Kahr 9, a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The magazine holds 7 bullets. With 1 in the chamber, it would fire a total of 8. It's being advertised heavily in gun magazines, but there is something about the Kahr company that is not exactly being advertised. And that is its connection to Reverend Moon's empire of peace, love, and nonviolence. In fact, because Reverend Moon was convicted of a felony, federal tax evasion, he can't even own a gun, let alone a gun company. But he doesn't. A statement from Kahr Arms says that the church has nothing to do with the operations of the gun company, but documents filed by Kahr Arms with the federal government say Kahr is an affiliate of a company owned by the Unification Church International Incorporated, and Kahr Arms is run by one of Reverend Moon's sons.
Justin Moon is a chief executive officer. He holds patents on the gun.
A former church member and critic suggests that association with a gun company is in conflict with the Unification Movement's ideology, especially when Reverend Moon's son is the gun's designer.
It's totally inconsistent. We were taught to revere his children and literally follow them as if they were the closest thing as God on earth.
Experts say these small, powerful handguns have put Kahr on the fast track in the gun industry.
I would say it keeps up evenly with Smith & Wesson and Glock and other major brands.
But some gun salesmen wonder if the gun's popularity might falter if it was widely known among buyers that the gun company was connected to the Unification Movement, the group that many have come to refer to as the Moonies. John Miller, ABC News, New York.
Coming up, the Y2K problem that'll be hard to fix because it's literally carved in stone.
Frequent heartburn. Is it worse at night, especially after dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Have you treated it, even changed your diet, but still suffer 2 or more days a week?
Mm-hmm.
Has your heartburn been a persistent problem for you?
Uh-huh.
Your heartburn may be due to a potentially serious condition called acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor about Prilosec. For many people, 1 capsule daily provides 24-hour complete heartburn relief. Ask your doctor about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Want 24-hour heartburn relief with 1 daily dose? Ask your doctor about the 24-hour complete heartburn relief that's possible with Prilosec.
If you can do this, you can make wood beautiful with Minwax.
And if you can do this, you can give wood lasting protection. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax.
Put on your best suit. You are cordially invited to Lobster Fest at Red Lobster. Indulge in all of your lobster favorites at the most casual prices of the year. Escape to Red Lobster for Lobster Fest today.
A new century is coming, and with it, 1,000 questions. Will your family ever be in harm's way? Will a small town in Texas be hit with a hurricane? Will your daughter ever need a new kind of blood treatment? We have no crystal ball for the world that awaits. Just one promise. We'll be there.
Shaking up healthy cooking with Mrs. Dash.
Today, we're cooking with skinless, boneless chicken breasts and Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. It's 100% natural herbs and spices. There's no salt or MSG, just the good stuff.
Call for more recipes.
Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've heard of the Y2K bug. Computers that will be confused when the calendar changes from 1999 to the year 2000. ABC News took a poll to see just how concerned people are about the possible fallout from the Y2K bug. 65% of Americans don't expect it to cause disruptions in their own lives, although 13% say they plan to stockpile water and food. 54% anticipate problems with banks and other financial institutions, while 49% believe there will be disruptions in plane service and air traffic control systems. In tonight's Millennium Countdown, ABC's Carla Davis takes a look at a Y2K problem that has nothing to do with computers, but it is a matter of grave concern.
This hilltop cemetery in picturesque Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, will be the final resting place of Louis and Jesse Stibbets. The still robust 84 and 82-year-olds know exactly where. The problem is, well, when.
The engraver just put the 1900, we put our birth, and then they put our 1900 for the death, which nobody even thought of that at that time.
I did. I did say to him, what if we live longer than 19-something? And he said to me, you won't.
The Stibbets bought their burial plots in the 1950s, $150 for the ground, and the headstone was thrown in for free. There are an estimated 250,000 empty graves across the country with the number 19 carved in as the death date.
Probably the main thing that the people were thinking back then was cost, savings.
Like other Y2K problems, this one is fixable. Stonecutters simply grind up a matching marble, mix it with an epoxy, fill in the 19, and recut a new number. But in some cases, the solution may cost more than the original stone and plot combined.
Depending on whether the stone is a flat stone or a big elaborate monument, it could be hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars.
Or it could cost nothing at all. Jessie Stibbets gave her children another option.
I told them if they didn't want to have it changed, they could just put a Band-Aid over it and write a new number.
Carla Davis, ABC News, Washington.
If you have any comments about our Millennium Countdown series or any of tonight's stories, email us at weekend@abcnews.com. When we come back, who's the deadbeat dad at the Los Angeles Zoo?
I am the changing face of real estate. I'm an ear, I'm a voice. I am a guarantee. I am Coldwell Banker, and I will sell your home.
Call your local office and discover what real estate should be.
When some people have allergies, they sneeze a lot. Others get an itchy, runny nose or nasal congestion. Me, I had it all. So I said to my doctor, enough already. He prescribed Flonase nasal spray.
Multi-symptom Flonase. Once a day relieves all nasal allergy symptoms all day and all night long.
for any or all of those nasal symptoms.
All it takes is Flonase.
For best results, Flonase must be used daily. Maximum relief may take several days. Side effects are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Call to learn more. Even kids as young as 4 can use Flonase. For nasal allergy relief, ask your doctor about multi-symptom Flonase.
When you get it all it takes is Flonase.
A good night's sleep for your skin, in a jar. Is it just a dream, or something you can wake up to? Here's how women our age can achieve this revitalized look. 9 out of 10 of us who tested this night cream found its intense moisture, pro-retinol, plus vitamins, left skin feeling smooth, moisturized, revitalized. Provital gives skin bounce-back resilience, so you wake to a truly uplifting morning. And the name? Provital Night Cream from Oil of Olay, proven to help you look revitalized.
Monday, Layla Ali, following in her father's footsteps, speaks first to Good Morning America. Diane Sawyer, Charles Gibson, the best mornings are on ABC.
At the box office this weekend, Analyze This holds on to the #1 spot. It made more than $15 million. The Rage, Carrie 2, grabs the #2 spot, while Cruel Intentions slips into 3rd. Finally tonight, a mystery at the Los Angeles Zoo. There has definitely been some monkey business going on. But as ABC's Lisa Salters reports, nobody knows who done it.
It's like something out of Melrose Place. Both Gracie and Regina, 2 female chimps at the LA Zoo, are pregnant, but no one knows who the father is.
It's a big mystery.
A mystery because no one thought any of the 4 adult male chimps were able to have children.
At this point, we have no idea.
Take a look at the list of their unusual suspects. 9-year-old Gerard had a vasectomy 3 years ago. But then again, so did Sean. The noisy one is Judio, the leader of the pack. His vasectomy didn't stop him from chatting up the ladies during our visit. And then there's 45-year-old Toto, no spring chicken. He wasn't vasectomized because he's never shown an interest in girls before.
So the question remains, exactly who's responsible? The mystery began earlier this year when another female chimp, Yoshi, gave birth to Toshi. A huge shock considering zookeepers didn't even know she was pregnant.
At first we were surprised, and then it went to, oh my gosh, we have to hurry up and contracept the rest of the females.
Contraception is nothing new for these chimps. In 1991, zoo officials gave the females birth control pills to avoid overpopulation, the same kind of pills human women use. But 3 years ago, they decided that vasectomies for the males would be more effective.
I thought a vasectomy was a pretty surefire
That's what we thought. We thought we had our problem beat.
Guess not. The pregnant chimps are now the talk of the zoo, and all the other females are back to getting the pill every morning at breakfast.
I'm sure it's going to be successful.
But let's get back to Melrose Place. Will the real father of all these baby chimps please stand up? Because it may be 6 months before zoo officials can get close enough to Yoshi's newborn for DNA testing.
Until we have some hard data, we really don't know. And it could be different fathers at this point. Who knows if it's the same one or not?
For now, no one knows. And the chimps, well, they're not talking. Lisa Salters, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And that's our report. Later tonight, 2020 Sunday. And tomorrow on Good Morning America, promoter Don King and boxer Lennox Lewis. I'm Carol Simpson. Have a good week and good night.
Monday, will air traffic stop and leave you stranded? Can the FAA solve a major problem before it's too late? Watch World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCnews.com, now a part of the GO network.
Tonight, women in prison. Diane Sawyer spends 2 days in maximum security. 2020, tonight at 9, 8 Central.
Then, the custody battle for his son is the one he can't afford to lose.
If I have to get ugly, you have to let me.
All new Practice, ABC tonight after 2020.
Ready to leave the house and hit the road? Break out today with super low financing on Ford, Windstar, and Explorer during your local Ford dealer's Breakout Sales Event. Only Only Windstar has a quadruple 5-star crash test rating. Now get 0.9% financing for 48 months or $1,000 cash back. Or choose 1/9 financing on America's best-selling sport utility, Ford Explorer, with available side airbags. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Race for the Cure.
Now break! Meet McDonald's Cajun McChicken Sandwich. Full of zesty spice. Now with large fries for just $2. Isn't that nice? And don't forget the Filet-O-Fish sandwich. It's really tasty too. And with large fries for just $2, that's another great deal for you. So that's 2 great deals. The Cajun McChicken with large fries.